Have you ever met someone who made you feel so alive? You no longer feel alone. They fill that empty void in your heart. They make you feel seen and admired. They love everything about you, your goals, your ambitions. You feel like yourself whenever you're with them. And because it feels so intense, so emotional, so real, you begin to think it's love. But I'm sorry to burst your bubble. It might not entirely be love. And in this video, you'll learn how to tell the difference between love and attachment. Because intensity is not always love. Now you might be asking, what exactly is attachment? Well, for starters, attachment is definitely not love. It mainly comes from fear. Ask yourself each time you feel the urge to be with this person. Are you scared of being alone? Are you scared that you might not be enough? Because attachment often comes from that place. Once you start feeling like you're not enough, and someone comes into your life and makes you feel good about yourself, you begin to lean closer to them. And most of the time, we mistake that feeling for love, when in reality, it's just attachment to how they make us feel. We were never taught the difference between love and attachment, and that's why we often don't know which one we're experiencing. Most relationships are built on someone making us feel good enough and seen. And while that isn't entirely bad, in the long run, it isn't healthy. Because the moment that feeling fades, even a little, we begin to look for that same feeling somewhere else. And because we were never taught this, we grow up believing that strong emotions automatically mean something real. We start to think that once we miss someone, we love them. Once they pull away and it hurts, we love them. And once we think about them constantly, we love them. But honestly, attachment is what creates most of those feelings. Something you should note is this: attachment is built on need, while love is built on connection. But when you don't understand that difference, you begin chasing feelings that feel intense, even if they're unhealthy, because whenever they pull away, you begin to feel like you're losing a part of yourself. Attachment feels powerful because it activates deep emotional needs. The brain begins associating that person with safety and relief. So when they're present, you feel calm. And we all love the feeling of appreciated. This creates emotional dependency. You begin relying on their presence to regulate how you feel. And that creates a cycle. Closeness brings comfort. Distance brings anxiety. The stronger that cycle becomes, the more intense the feeling gets. But intensity is not always a sign of love. Sometimes it's a sign of dependency. If you ever feel like your sense of self is being taken away because of someone, then it might not be love, but attachment. Real love does not take away your sense of self. Attachment often does. When you're attached, your mood depends on them. Your thoughts revolve around them. Your sense of stability depends on their behavior. But love feels different. Love is steady. It doesn't constantly create anxiety. It doesn't make you feel like you're losing yourself. It allows space and independence. And it doesn't require constant reassurance to feel secure. When you confuse attachment with love, you tolerate things you shouldn't. You stay in situations that drain you. You ignore red flags. You justify behavior that hurts you. Because you're not just holding on to the person, you're holding on to the feeling they give you. And that makes it harder to let go, even when you know deep down something isn't right. And like I said, some relationships are built on attachment and not real love. And if you're wondering whether yours is one of them, this is the time to step back, recalibrate, and reflect on it. Breaking attachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start reconnecting with yourself. You rebuild your sense of stability without depending on someone else. You learn to sit with your emotions instead of escaping them. And slowly, the need begins to weaken. It's realizing who you are and being dependent on yourself, instead of waiting for someone else to make you feel good enough. So when you try to detach, what you're really doing is learning how to exist without relying on that external source. And that's where it becomes difficult, because the mind resists losing what makes it feel safe. The first step in breaking attachment is awareness. You start recognizing the pattern. You notice how your mood shifts based on their actions. You notice how your thoughts keep returning to them. You notice how your sense of stability depends on their presence. And instead of ignoring it, you acknowledge it. because you can't break a pattern you don't fully see. The next step is creating emotional space. Attachment grows stronger with constant exposure. Every interaction reinforces the connection. So, creating space is not punishment, it's necessary. It allows your mind to slowly detach from the dependency. At first, this space feels uncomfortable. Your mind searches for them. You feel the urge to check, to reach out, to reconnect. That discomfort is not a sign that you need them. It's a sign that your brain is adjusting. You're breaking a pattern it has become used to, and that adjustment takes time. So breaking attachment requires redirecting that focus back to yourself. Because the stronger your relationship with yourself becomes, the weaker the attachment becomes. You begin to feel whole on your own. And when you feel whole, the need for external validation decreases. Love is not supposed to feel like losing control. It's not supposed to feel like constant anxiety. It's not supposed to make you dependent. Real love is calm. It's stable. It's a choice, not a need. So if what you feel is intense, overwhelming, and consuming, take a step back. Because you might not be in love. You might just be attached. And understanding that difference can change everything. Thank you so much for watching.